aren't going to have a nightmare. They're going to have a dream of a performance to try and qualify for this Super Weekend upcoming.
Exactly, on this pretty nightmarish map itself, which is sometimes pretty rough when you want to get into it. You got to be running away from your demons a lot of the times on this map. Just purely with how many times you're going to get a third party.
It's not that bad.
Coming through. I know D-Man's not that bad, but sometimes you have to run away from him. He's in the green room, he's taking the coffees, he's tossing them around. You're like, whoa, D-Man, that's hot, stop!
Oh dear. He's you do need to be careful.
Yeah. Speaking of hot, look, I don't know if there's going to be too many hot drops here on this map. We've seen Na'Vi head over towards Camp Alpha, Execute already in this position as well. So, depending on if Camp Alpha and Execute decide that they're going to do exactly the same what DRS and Na'Vi did, which was, look, let's go either side here, let's just share this place, then it should be fairly clean. But look at this, John. Look at the southwest side of the map. It is so heavily populated. That's crazy.
Wow, Footballist and Execute as well, clashing on the top of the mountain here, and Execute coming out on top. The first knock goes over their way. They've managed to get the loot spot as well. They're looking for Solke running down the hill. I think they might just be able to find it. They found Loversin. Okay, going down potentially here as he tries to serpentine away around.
Hit the
Boys needs to hit the shot. That's a shotgun, my friend. You need to get closer than that to use it. Zute's on the run. They're trying to pin him down. But if he manages to get this, that's 3 players of... Hang on a minute. That's the last player for Footballist. Lutz has already fallen. This could be an early wipe for Execute. That is a much-needed boost to their early game here on Sandhawk, with the circle in the north side as well. That's going to be pretty great for them. Na'Vi, though, waiting in the wings, potentially could play third party here. There he goes. Fame Boys finally able to get that kill. And Footballist eliminated on a hot drop. You said we weren't going to see it, Blank. You've lied to me.
Bloody hell. Zute with the SK-12 there. Bang! You're done. I believe... that is Footballist out. Solke goes down. Yeah, good stuff from him. Love to see it.
Yeah, I was watching the live feed there. I was just watching Fame Boys coming in and swinging around the edge of that mountain and being able to take him down. They got down first. They got the loot.
Yeah.
And that meant that obviously they had guns. And Footballers don't.
Yeah, you have that classic moment when you get into the building, you saw Lovers in there, just punch the back of Zute's head. He's like, get away from that SK-12, please!
Please give me the shotgun.
He picks up the painkiller, he's like, this is not what I need right now. And then Zute's like, I have the gun. It is unfortunate, you cannot beat me over the head with the painkillers. It's not going to happen.
Jesus, yeah, that's not the intended use of painkillers, I don't think. Yeah, you're supposed to...
It's a killer with pain.
Kill them with pain.
Kill them with pain. Painkillers.
I'm going to kill you dead with pain.
That's what they use for, right? I thought that was the mechanic in game.
I choose not to correct you on this.
I choose this life. This is how we will be going forward.
Na'Vi were witness to this.
What?
They weren't going to chime into it. Execute actually go all the way up north towards Hutin, and fair enough with the circle falling how it has done on the northern throws. Are we going to see another tap mock finish? Tell me right now.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I mean, it could be
I need a yes or a no.
It's a blinding yes. We're going to see another tap mock finish.
Fantastic.
Let's go. Let's get it done. Make it happen as soon as possible. Na'Vi looking to make their way up. And I mean, it's even less populated on the Northwest Island now, with obviously Footballers removed so quickly from the scene. And most of the teams down towards the southwest can be a little bit unhappy with themselves after all dropping here. Nova SQF setting up the caltrops on the road, ready to catch anyone. The police sirens just wailing.
They're spread out across all the way, basically from Painan to Lakawi. They've got a huge split here, and they're going to spot everybody coming from the south side. Yeah. The question is, do the people coming from the south side spot them first?
Yeah, well, it depends if Nova XUF get out the microphone, ask people to stop. This is a 1014. We're going to need you to stop just outside the quarry, please. RRQ, please present your painkillers and all of your loot. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out the buggy. Sir, sir,
that is too fast.
I got a hostile approaching. Let's take him down, boys.
Nova XUF start to coalesce a little bit more, so there you go. The police escort in full effect for RRQ. The celebrities coming through from the south side. We've got Power Triple 8 as well, having some really nice games over towards themselves on Sandhawk before. We talked about those micro rotations on that last day of the Super Weekend just gone. Really, really good stuff. I actually really enjoyed watching Power AAA, and we keep talking about this, but it's a fairly unknown team coming into PMGC, which has, look, by all rights, done very, very well considering where they've come from. Really happy with them. Aerolf Limax, look, you just if you've seen the interview with Hazelnuts, if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. It is so adorable. That guy is just so happy, and it almost makes you want them to get in. But they have to play better. They just have to perform to the standards that we know they can, which is the frustrating part about it. Here, it's a pretty clear path for them over the Western Bridge. Na'Vi and SQ already moved away from this position, so Aerowolf Limax has got a little bit of area to maneuver going forward, and A1 all the way on the eastern side. This is a position where they know they've played before. We know they've played before, and they tend to hold out versus Bigatron here. Bigatron should be aware of this. Their arch nemesis, Darth Dante, with his sinister crew.
Oh dear, very difficult to move on through. Corboy on the northern side, I just spot that he was still in Cal. The rest of his team were all the way further down south, and he's like in a boat or a bike or something in Cal, just vibing.
What do we call it? The warped?
The warped.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Do you remember the warped?
I do remember the warped.
I remember those good times.
Oh, World League East.
World League East.
Simpler times.
Simpler times, obviously.
Uh-oh. Not so simple there for Meku. Gets shut down, sprayed off, tries to rotate through a compound, and there's already someone in there.
I can't Na'Vi. Let's do it again!
Let's go again! Oh, it turns out pretty good for them this time around. That's the warped. What is going on? Power AAA? What? Okay. I mean, come on. What was that?
Look, you cannot be making those plays in the warped.
Hey, you run away.
That's not what it was designed for!
Oh, no.
The warped is a vehicle of mass destruction, and it brings pain, glory,
Unfortunately, sometimes it brings pain to the wielder.
not failure. You have not lived up to the name of the warped, and I am disappointed.
The noble warped shall ride no more. Certainly not in the hands of Power AAA. But Na'Vi, they got delivered it. Maybe they opt to go for it. They lose Meku, though, in the process. So it looks pretty shoddy for them, and Loops have spotted them up top of the hill. Kayovsky traded a 1-for-1 on the Nox there. Old Boy and Matic will be able to suppress Loops for now and should be able to get the res.
I'm not gonna lie, Matic's been pretty first class on Na'Vi recently. I've been loving the things he's been coming out with. He hits some really crucial knocks in like very opportune moments. Like for instance, versus Bigatron, hit a knock onto the top side, give him a little bit more time, get those red throughs here. Hits a knockdown to Loops, gives more time for Na'Vi to back up, find a new position, and now they have a general idea of what they're going up against. Elite United team all the way on the Northwest Island, just hovering around Aerolf Limax. Aerolf Limax currently on just 2 points. This game would be a nice one to get towards the top there. And, you know, D-Man was talking about on the desk that, look, you come into the league play, the best thing that can happen to you is to get a fair few points on the board after those first couple of games. For Na'Vi, they secured 28 in one game out of the 8. We've talked about this many times. You talked about it, John. 53 is the cut-off point usually for us to get into Super Weekend. Na'Vi's already halfway there.
Aerolf Limax get a point or two from Elite United team as they sail on by on the western side near Camp Alpha. Trying to get through, but they come a cropper there. A couple of points, and nicely found for Aerolf Limax as well. You talked about how they wanted a couple more after that last game, so getting those early picks is going to be good for them. Burner will fall to the blue, actually denying the point.
Potato, very happy about that. That would have been cheeky 1 point, and we've seen so many times before how 1 point can be the difference maker between a 17th and a 16th place and the opportunity to go through to the Super Weekend. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them later on. Nova SQF now making their way up towards the north. You know, I would say that a lot of these teams have given one another a lot of room to work with.
Would you?
So much room for activities. Very good.
Except for Executing Footballist, obviously. I think that you're pretty much spot on with that, Blank. It's been quite a quiet Sandhawk after that early squad wipe. I think the only real points of contention have been that and then the push from Na'Vi over towards Power AAA.
I see what footballers are doing, though. I respect it. You know, they've done so well in league play before, and then they don't have any gas left for Super Weekend. So, smartly enough, they decide, let's bring it back a little bit. Let's play bad on league play, and then we go into the Super Weekend. We'll have loads of gas for that. When we're ready, we'll be fueled up. We're good to go.
Bamboozled, but the shift has gone northward again, and it's going to zone people again towards that shoreline. A1 have gone all the way up to the northeastern side of things. Execute playing the shoreline as well from the north. You can see they've managed to get a hillside there, just to the north of Na'Vi over the way, who are controlling that bridge at the moment.
Take a look at Execute. Just vibing, chilling on the hillside. Just vibing. This is a position that footballists like to play, get a little bit wavy on this side, wait for some teams to come across, just absolutely trick them as they come past the compounds. Elite United team, well, their last remaining players, very good. Won't see what hits them, but Na'Vi also making their way up to the north side. Execute still here, so we might see the two northwest teams clashing. Navy really giving it to that roof. I know how it feels. Sometimes you've got to punish that roof, let it know who's boss.
Look, thatching sucks.
Exactly.
Okay? Navy is just like, this is the worst roofing material. You have to replace it every so often. You can't rely on it to be constantly waterproof. You have to patch it all the time. It's rubbish.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice spray. I like that.
Jimmy goes down. Gets knocked by Unsu from Archers. And we'll get rezzed up. Not too much to be found there other than information. And Godsent will be aware of this position as well now. Obviously, they're just across the way further out to the north. It's more than likely that Nova XQF will have to either defend Paradise Resort or move out from it at some point.
Yeah, you want to play on the outside edges here, especially with the circle being. It shows that it's not going to end in Paradise Resort unless we get a ridiculous southeast shift here.
Well, most likely, land.
Yeah, most likely not going to end up here. So we play on the outsides, use these little cliff sides to watch down towards the road where people have to cross. Again, it is that police squad asking people for IDs, making sure they don't cross the roads when and where they like. No jaywalking here.
Got a permit for that. Got a permit to be out here.
Pay the fine.
It's past your curfew. All right. Well, looks like we are on for probably a likely near Tatmok finish. I mean, we talked about it at the start. You blindingly, said it was going to be.
Absolutely.
And we'll see where the circle does shift next time around.
Flashback.
Look at that. DRS all the way down south, currently near Painan, yet to move all the way in. Airwolf Limax going out as wide as they can. And we go to A1 and towards Tatmok as well.
Look, it's like a flashbang. Pull the white blankets over your face. That's how blinding of a finish this one is going to be. I know it. I feel it in my blood. It's going to happen. Aero Fleamax are getting a little bit chilly out in the waters. Ooh. The froth spraying upon them. Hope to see some good sprays from them later, but more in the form of bullets. And now Na'Vi looking over towards Execute's position. But this means that Execute can hold Na'Vi out. But there goes Matic once again. Nice knock. And now he begins to move out with a buggy in hand. Good stuff.
This is so smart as well. He knows that the other teammates cannot push over this ridgeline from the suppression that Na'Vi have in general. This. They move up to Zute, they confirm the flush, and not only that, they get ahead in terms of the race for the circle. Kill switch, looking to try and spray on towards Tixie, not able to land the shot. There's the flush coming through, Matic. Ducking around on the hillside. Can't quite spot out the enemy. Kill switch, lying in wait in a bush and could prove fatal to anyone who steps incorrectly here. But Na'Vi maybe just looking to push past Tixie. Very, very close, however. He's on foot. Just over the hill. Hits the deck as well.
See, I would be happy for Na'Vi to move into the circle. Aerof Limax now vacating the boat, swimming down into Cow where A1 currently hold. But yeah, this would be I would be okay with this push from Na'Vi just because they get further into the circle. Execute now have to deal with the two teams behind them, Elite United team as well as Team Secret.
Oh no, he's right next to it.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Oh, goodness me, it's Fate. Doesn't quite manage to get the spray down there. Pulls out the Tommy gun. Oh boy, hits the deck and shouts help indeed. Looking to try and play out wide by the rock, and a nice bit of backup there. That's Matic continuing to do work for Na'Vi.
Well, he requested backup. Backup was swiftly sent in.
Where's Killswitch in all of this?
Yeah, to be fair, I was wondering the same thing. I felt like Killswitch could have maybe pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, but Ops just bide his time here. Fame Boys also out on the edge. RRQ versus BTR. And Arrow Fleamac's been taken down by A1. So unfortunate.
Goodness me. Yeah, Aerowolf Limax, they are just getting shredded as they try and mount the shoreline over towards Cow. But the southeastern side is a cluster of teams right now. You've got RRQ, DRS even trying to skirt around it, Blue Bees, Bigatron, Nova XQF, all of these teams pretty heavy hitting. And Blue Bees are like, we just want to qualify, please.
Please,
please let us qualify.
Let us follow our great leader, AGOCO, into the circle with
me.
his fantastic scouting. Loop seemed to have read my gigantic mind.
Matic's down.
And gone to tap Mock. But yes, Team Secret actually making their way in towards Na'Vi, who are having a bit of a rough time here, taking too many fights for my liking. Nova XQF also in a position to gatekeep Bigatron. They are just heading towards the edge of the circle, this time with 4 members. We don't often see this from Nova XQF with the 4-man alive. Team Secret going over the tops. Yuhai is down, but despite that, Team Secret continuing the aggression. I like this. This is what we saw from their Miramar, which seemed to work out well in their one engagement, is that, look, let's just leverage position. Let's stop pulling back and giving time for teams to kind of regroup and get things going again.
iShot's going large on the reposition right now. The circle does shift all the way out to the east, right on top of Godsent, by the way, so they'll have to make that push. Oh boy, nowhere near for a close range backup, but does have a nice sight line over this hillside. Executor split apart, and actually, he's still in the grass. It's Killswitch. He steps up. Mad Toy goes down, gets flushed. That's a suppressed Tommy gun. They have no idea. They don't even turn it on until he just about gets over that ridgeline. Finally, he's taken down, but damage is done. And now Team Secret have the wind taken out of their sails. It gives Na'Vi time to regroup.
And we're back into a 3v3 scenario. No longer does Team Secret have the edge in terms of players. Tixie steps up, though. Ooh! I think he thought the grenade was a little bit closer than it actually was. iShot takes a bit of a hit. Rex takes down Old Boy next, and now just Matic remaining, and they know his position.
He's got some fragging chops on him, but how much can he get done with Team Secret bearing down on you? Looks for Yuhai first. Doesn't take the damage, but the nade is a little bit long. None sent back. One found. iShots goes down. Rex takes some damage too, but he's down to half HP. Out wide he goes, looks for the spray, and Matic falls. Yuhai able to make it happen. And Na'Vi eliminated off the back of a really strong performance. They get a couple of kills this game, but it's only 5 points found. Team Secret take them down.
Bigatron also out in that fight that they just had with Nova XQF. And look at this, 4 players up. I'm sorry, I tell a lie. King goes down.
He gets knocked. He hasn't been killed just yet. There's still potential for them to be able to come back in and maybe come back into it if King can get res there. They might look to prioritize it. There's a player slap bang on top of him, and yeah, look, they managed to get him back up. There's Fame Boys going down, which takes Execute out of the running to move on further. Blue Bees, you talked about 4 players alive. They've still got 4. They managed to survive the southeastern crunch, and they're in the next circle as well.
Yuhai has to drop out the vehicle. It was going to explode. Said Ops to take himself out the game instead.
Ooh.
And yeah, a quick replay here onto Nova XQF, taking the fight onto BTR. Good shots coming through from them, as we can see. But Archers really making their way into this game once again, just outside of Tap Mock to the south side. And Blue Bees, just playing it safe. Now, I am going to go a little bit against the grain here, and I will disagree with Max and also Dave. I would say the Blue Bees need to take less fights. With Regiocio, who is so good at scouting, I think they can prioritize those placement points, if I'm quite honest with you. I think this is a team that does well finding a little place into the circle. It was unfortunate last game we had such a crunch on that southeast side, which is where they play from, and it was inevitable they had to take a fight. Right now the pressure is on, so just try and get the consistent points on board. Next circle comes through, up to the northeast. DRS happy with this one. Another team that has to requalify, remember, but this team is largely much quieter than we do see Na'Vi.
Elite United team finally taken down. They were harried on all of their rotations so far. Blue Bees taking a fight here against RRQ, I believe. Lufa has fallen, so has Divine, but they're not dead just yet. Kayovsky trying to lead the charge out of Tap Mock, out to that lumberyard for loops, but they just get peppered from across the way. It's Godsent with excellent sightlines. The one tree is all that stands between Federal and getting taken down by Rollkiss here. Has the angle, but not quite the bead. And they will be able to look for that res, but they're out in the blue. They're out in the zone. Kayovsky gets re-knocked, and it's zone 5. You can't get your teammates back up here.
Yeah, no. Karski at best can just drop his meds here going forward. It's probably the best thing he can do for the rest of his team. Godsent trying to take shot as the players trying to make their way through. Golden will go down next. Bluebees take an aggressive position on the rid side just outside of RRQ's position. A1 take a knock
DRS.
backwards.
DRS with the backstab on towards A1's position, sorry. Loop's really struggling to move through. Bluebees, all three of their players down. It's just rrqoco now left in the fray, trying to carry them forwards, trying to see what he can get done. All of his three teammates are alive, but they're on the hillside. Aita-chan getting rattled down and will be finished off by Victor. Carrillo finished off by Dante out on the west, and it's slim pickings right now for anyone not in these main compounds. Godsent, A1, RRQ. Nova XQF managed to find their way through. Loops eliminated in the meantime, but not before damage is done towards A1.
Imagine if there was one more player down for A1, Federal would have got a full sweep and clear. Look at this though, it's the real run-in right at the end of the game. Blue is pushing everybody together. RRQ with 4 members alive. Tactical position once again. I believe Bluebees went out in the chaos there as well. Now Nova XQF would love to make their way in. King is down and out. Paraboy outside within a shack with the rest of his team. Most likely will have to cross the road. Godsent also in a difficult position. I imagine probably the best position, the best play here for Nova XQF is just to take down teams who are trying to rotate into the circle, just because it's such open ground and they have like somewhat of cover using the shack.
Excellent knock onto AJ there. One of the forward spikes for DRS into this next zone, making sure that Mafia Ninja kind of has to fall back here. DRS with their backstop duo trying to control the sightlines over towards A1, over towards Godsent as well. They're going to have to pull back just a little bit and give RRQ ground. Archer Gaming eliminated on the southwestern side. A1 now consumed by the blue. Godsent try to make their run, but Nova XQF are parallel right now. Jimmy down. Order has been flushed. Paraboy last standing for the squad. Nova XQF may be looking for the heal off.
Just Paraboy alive, like you said, looking for that heal off now, just trying to make it through. They know that this blue is just bearing down on everyone at the moment. DRS slips out for just a second, 2 players down for his team. RRQ within this shack. They have set out too wide though, and this works out extremely well considering the circle moves directly away from their compound up towards DRS's position. And now it's D2E crawling up towards Godsent at the moment, looking to initiate this fight. G9 flying around the side. Now both players stand up.
The pressure that RRQ exerting coming to a head now against Godsent as Victor just falls down. Absolutely brutal from RRQ. They dominated, they pushed out west and stopped anyone moving past that ridgeline. Now it's DRS to face off against them. A1 still have Jax out in the zone, healing up to try and ladder. Get those placement points, we'll see how long he can last. DRS looking to try and control the north. No one in the zone just yet as Beer 11 has the off angle. Maybe looking to push up behind the wall. A sneaky spot. Do DRS know about it? Mafia Ninja seems to have some information.
Like a sprinter on the block. It'll be RRQ just breathing slowly, ready to explosively launch out from this position as soon as they hear the gunshot. And it will be Zone 7, which will be that indicator to go.
Nice knock there onto Nima, slows DRS down, something awful. Nades start to fly as A1 finally go down. Just these last 2 teams remain. Mafia Ninja falls, Ernie traded off RRQ. Beer 11 trying to swing out, racing against the blue, but DRS just get punished. RRQ exert dominance over the hillsides in Sandhawk, and a beautiful ending for them. They use that compound, they move out when they need to, and they make it happen.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from RRQ.